Hello and welcome to the Sacred Water. Today is June 19th and today, as is a Monday, we're going to be doing the weeklies. But before we do that, I want to welcome each and every one of you on into the channel. Those of you that are new, welcome in, and those that are returning, welcome back. A little bit of housekeeping. Just wanted to remind you all that YouTube is doing a cleanse apparently, and doing a bit of purging. So those of you that have already subscribed to my channel, please check that. YouTube hasn't unsubscribed you. That it has happened a few times, not only with me but with other content creators, and this is not just with the spiritual content creators but also across the board. So no matter what kind of channel you're watching, just go ahead and give it a little check and make sure that you're still subscribed to the channels that you like. So that being said, I want to welcome your spirit guides and my spirit guides so that we can do this weekly reading. So here we go. As always, if you're ever drawn to any deck of cards that I use, it will be down in the description down below. Also, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest for somebody else who needs to hear it. Also, it is timeless, so even though I'm doing it for June 19th, if you stumble across it later on, don't worry about it, because that is when you're meant to receive the message. So, gods and spirits, can you please guide the beautiful collective out there for their highest and greatest good? What are the energies coming up for them this week? And what can they do about it in order to navigate those energies as efficiently and painlessly as possible? Because sometimes they can be a doozy. And with the Schumann resonance doing what it's doing, it looks beautiful. It looks like, you know, a patterned lace in either crochet or even knitting. It's absolutely beautiful, but it can make you feel a little jittery because it's not something that we're used to. Also, we're heading into solstice time on Wednesday, so the energies are up and doing their thing as well, and we have other constellation things going on, so there's a lot going on energetically speaking that can discombobulate you a little bit, shall we say. So, gods and spirits, can you please guide the beautiful collective out there as to what energies are coming towards them and how best to navigate them? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good. What do they need to know right now? I'm hearing take a moment to connect, not just with me, but everybody else, I guess. Soul Radiance, Phoenix Rising. This is beautiful energy, by the way. After everything that's been going on, this right here is what you would want to see. So that's the first card. Ooh, we got two here. Building your world, creation, expansion, and networking. Very nice. And we also have deep emotions, unknown feelings, past influences. So somebody has to start digging deep and see what comes up for them. Triggers. What are those triggers about? And how does that influence you today? Death and rebirth, darkness to light. Very nice. And we got earth healing, power to give and receive healing. Weren't we just talking about the Schumann resonance and all the other energies, especially with the solstice coming up? I'm going to attempt to do a video on the solstice, on solstice day, about what it is about and the practices, and maybe do something fun with you guys. But primarily the solstices are great energy points for healing if it is that what you need. And apparently this is what the energy is saying that is coming up for this week. Healing, not just for yourself, for others around you, but also the earth. So it might be a good time to take a moment and go outside and commune with nature and sort of do an energy exchange so that you are healing the earth and the earth is healing you. Communicating with earth more often than not is one of the greatest healers out there for many different things. We have become so far removed from nature, even isolating ourselves with shoe wear, that we sometimes forget that we need that energy exchange in order to balance things out. And the best way that I can explain it to you so that you understand the feeling and the recharging that that gives is, for example, when you go to the beach and you dig your toes into the sand and you just put your feet in there, and just there is this immediate sense of relaxation. What you don't realize is that by doing that, you are literally earthing. And any excess energy that is not necessarily the best kind of energy, because it's usually nervous energy, stressful energy, and all of that, is released and is transmuted. And positive energy is brought up into your body with that contact. So it might be something you think about, especially with the solstice coming up in the middle of the week. There seems to be with a lot of you this this sense of review with deep emotions, reviewing past situations and influences that have left you, I don't necessarily want to say scarring, but they have definitely left a mark. And sometimes these marks leave us with unconscious triggers that we need to deal with. So a review of that probably would be for the best to really understand, because sometimes we're going through moments where our emotions, even though they're ours and we're not necessarily picking up on other people's emotions, don't necessarily correspond with the situation. Maybe there's something in the situation that is triggering it, but it won't necessarily be related to the situation, and it leaves us feeling a little disconcerted, a little bit confused, because the emotions are real, they're true, they're deep, and sometimes they can completely affect our mood throughout the rest of the day. So what we need to do is sort of back up a little bit and review and understand those emotions, because they are important and they're coming up for a reason. So doing a little bit of a review in order to process these emotions and release them, it will be of benefit right now, because it's all about healing. This healing process is going to bring up a sort of death and rebirth. It will clear the slate for you. And we're dealing with big energies here this week, especially with the solstice coming up and the Schumann resonance and all the other astrological confluences that are happening right now. And we're very close to retrograde season coming up soon. So all of these big energies are coming up to really sort of, if you hadn't done it yet, to sort of push you into it, or push you into finalizing these reviews and these sort of self-analysis, if as it were, to sort of clear the slate and allow you the space to rebuild and create your reality, your future, in a way that really corresponds to your true self. There is this feeling of you're expanding and sort of building new bridges, meeting new people, and all of these things are going to bring out all the best in yourself, and it's going to allow you to create that future that you're looking for. But first it starts with the review. And the review will allow you not only that death and rebirth, but it is a moment of soul rising. It is a rebirth that allows for this new glow up, as it were. It will allow your spirit to expand and really reach higher potentials. It will allow you to become more your true authentic self and allow you to express that, because it will be coming out through every pore, every part of your essence and your being. It's going to completely revamp you in a way that it will be noticed physically, even though it's not necessarily a truly physical change, but it will be manifesting itself in a physical way, in a very physically noticeable way. There's going to be a radiance and a glow about you. It's going to completely transform the light that comes out of your eyes, the way you speak, the way you smile, the way you carry yourself, and the way that you are projecting your energy out of yourself. So this is very big energy, but it will have beautiful lasting effects, because like I said, this is deep healing, and this is very necessary healing. So with these energies coming up, the best thing to do is not fight it and not put it in the back burner and forget about it until you have time for it. No, the Spirit is asking you currently to make a space, carve a space for yourself this week in order to do this work for yourself. I don't know if you see here, by doing so, there is like this triangle and circle. It's almost like it's a headdress or a crown being placed on the head, like it's an activation of the crown chakra, which in turn activates your very being in your soul into a new rebirth. Beautiful. Let's see what the tarot cards have to say about it. That's why I was hearing take time to connect. You're going to have to connect to Mother Earth, to connect with your higher self and deity and your spirit guides in order to help you out through this, what is essentially is a healing shamanic journey. And it is an essential one. All right. What else do we need to know right now, gods and spirits? What does the beautiful collective need to know at this point in time? What advice do you give them about the energies coming up this week? How best to navigate these energies? Please guide the beautiful collective. What is your week's message? Some of you are going to have to surround yourself and submerge yourself in water, whether take a ritual bath with salt and flowers and herbs. Epsom salts would be good too if you don't have those, or if it is available to you and you can do it, go to a lake or beach in order to submerge yourself. It's going to be a good medium for quite a lot of you to sort of cleanse and transmute and sort of revamp you and bring you back to zero in order to help you with the healing process. So not just earthing, but also water. So we've got those two elements coming in for sure. Okay, so the first one, how do I receive? Okay. The first one we've got is 10 of Wands in reverse. We also have the Chariot. So those are the first two. Okay, we have the Devil. Okay. What else do they need to know right now? Gods and spirits, please guide the beautiful collective out there for their highest and greatest good. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. Here's the element of water that I was talking about. And here is the element of air with the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. Can we get an outcome, please, for this reading? No. Okay. So we got the 7 of Cups in reverse. See it better this way. Okay. We have Strength. Do I take this one? Yes. All right. We have Death. One more, please. What does the collective need to know right now? Gods and spirits, please guide them for their highest and greatest good. Okay. All right, so we've got the Wheel. We also have the Hierophant. And we got the 6 of Swords. Okay, beautiful. Now I'm going to take a clarifier for the Devil, please. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It is connected to what was mentioned earlier with the Queen of Cups. This is about the deep emotions that have you a little chained up. Also, can I have one card clarifying the 7 of Cups in reverse, please? Oh, got a flipper. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles. One more, please. We have the High Priestess, and we have the Fool. Okay. 10 of Wands, please. One clarifying the 10 of Wands, please. We've got the 3 of Swords, this one, and the 2 of Cups. Okay. All right, so with the 10 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and the 2 of Cups, You're currently navigating through a situation that is, it pretty much has closed out a very burdensome situation. It has come to an end. It has left, this is in the past, it has left a painful scar. You have mostly healed from it, but there's some wounds that are still a little tender and sore. But this is the time that you are going to be reuniting with your higher self, with deity, and with your spirit guides. Because this healing is not a healing that can be done on your own. This is one that has higher reaching, I don't want to say consequences, but it really is a deep and true experience that needs to be healed. And like I said, at this point in time, it's the emotions primarily that is bringing this back up. When you thought that it had been completely closed, this chapter, it is the emotions. Some of the emotions that have you feeling a little bit trapped, that have you feeling a little bit constrained. It really is a moment where you are going to have to heal and do a lot of self-reflection and a lot of revision in order to understand these triggers. Because these triggers come in swiftly and have you not sure which way to go, how best to deal with them. It has you sort of feeling split in two and going in two completely different directions. You have to, like the Two of Cups is saying, you have to bring those two together in order to really control, not the situation, but sort of bring things into alignment so that things can flow properly and naturally. So by doing this revision and this healing and this grounding, it's what's going to allow this rebirth, this phoenix rising within you. It is then that you will be healed and you will no longer feel tethered by these emotions that keep bringing you back into a situation that's completely closed. You won't feel that pullback of having to revisit and review all the time, because if you do that job and you go deep within and you really heal and transmute and let go of these, because sometimes we don't realize that we're holding on to some of these things because subconsciously we think that this is going to protect us from the situation ever happening again. But the reality is that what is going to help protect us in these moments where these situations come up, and in order to redirect it so these things don't happen, is being aware of it, transmuting it, letting it go, and focusing instead not on what could re-happen, which if you've learned the lessons it won't, but knowing that yes, you might be tested. That's all part of the learning, the lessons that we're learning here. Once we've learned the lesson, sometimes we have that tester coming back up and saying, did you really learn it? Did you really heal from this? Did you really fully assess and let go of these emotions? Or are you allowing some of them to keep you tethered, anchored to that past situation that is done and over with? It is only then that you will be able to go through the process of healing that death and rebirth, that definite soul radiance, phoenix rising moment in order to recreate your world the way you want it to be. And you see, she is protected by the tree, by Mother Earth. It is that deep understanding and trusting in the universe and trusting in deity and spirit, in your spirit guides, trusting in that plan and really understanding where all of this stems from, that then you can step in confidently into any situation, even the testing ones, where it will remind you of it, but then even if it reminds you of that situation, you won't have the triggers anymore. You won't be bogged down by the emotions that, if you hadn't done the work, could bog you right down. With the Knight of Cups, we see that if you do the work, which I think you will, because nobody really wants to be tethered to old emotions and situations, you will see that very quickly you will be more in command of your emotions and your reactions to situations. Very quickly, even if it sparks a moment of a little bit of a wobble, right away, very quickly, you will be gathering those reins and you will be in control of those emotions. And those emotions and those memories will no longer be controlling you. You would be controlling them and steering it into the direction that you want them to go in. What I like about this Ten of Pentacles, especially in this reading, is that he is doing the work. Usually you see this more with the Eight of Pentacles, but here you see it in the Ten of Pentacles. You will see that you will get your desires, but you're going to have to do the work. And yes, it's hard work. It's sweaty. It can be a little painful at times, but you have that work, and then the helpers appear to help you sort of gather it up and collect it. So you see that with the Ten of Pentacles here, this transmutation that you're going to be going through is going to allow for new energies. And you will realize that while it might be hard at first, then you'll be, you know, making those coins effortlessly. I can't even say the word, but without much effort. How about that? It'll just be really easy. Boom, another coin. Boom, another coin. At first it would be like hammering that coin over and over again until it gets that shape, and you will be sore and it'll be difficult. But if you keep working at it, muscle memory will kick in. And that is exactly what this is saying when it comes to your emotions. It might still occur while you're still doing the healing and going through this process, but you will very quickly be able to rein that in and put it into the right action. And though at first it will be hard, it becomes easier. And don't forget, see here, you're getting help. You're not alone in this. Trust that deity, spirit guides have your best interests at heart. Trust in the plan. Trust that, you know, only good things will come to you because they only want the best for you. And it'll become easier with their help. So all you have to do is reach out. So what is the resolution to all of this? Having done all the work and all that stuff, what is it that you're going to be having as a result? With the Seven of Cups in reverse, this is an interesting one because the illusion or delusion, I don't like using delusion because it's sort of like kidding yourself, but sometimes we do that in order to protect ourselves. But it feels like the rose-colored glasses will come off. We'll be able to see the situations for what they are. Most of the time, these situations are not personal. they're not really pinpointed to us. They're not really something that that was originally directed at us. They were presented to us essentially as a test to see how far in the work we have done and what is left to do. But with it being in reverse, it means that we have done the work, and now we see those situations for what they are, and they no longer will affect us in the way that they used to. Also, whatever choices we thought we had in order to deal with the situation, those will have gone away. Instead, we're going to have much better tools at hand to deal with it. It seems rather small and silly, maybe, that this realization can change and shift so much, but it does, because it allows you to really understand and perceive what it is that your instincts are telling you about any given situation, and it will allow you to move away from that situation into something much better. See, here he is literally crossing the rainbow from a place of where emotions were ruling you before to a place where there is calm, certainty, because you are trusting in the universe, you're trusting in spirit, you're trusting in your higher self and your spirit guides, and you're using your intuition to get you out of that situation where it will no longer affect you in that way. It's a rather small thing perhaps, but it will be tangible and very concrete, and it will propel you to the place where you want to be instead of stuck in your own emotions in a situation that wasn't really meant to drag you back into those moments in your past, but instead to sort of remind you, did you do the work? It's a little test. Just a little reminder that if you haven't completed it, maybe it's time that you should. And if you have, once you do the work, those reminders will seem like nothing. They're like, yeah, I already did the work. Doesn't bother me. See, I'm calm. I'm following my instinct in every single situation, and it's bringing me from chaos to peace. This will definitely boost your inner confidence and strength, and you will walk completely in companionable silence, as it were, because you have it under control. See, she is literally just walking the bear. She's got a little treat for it. No fear, just walking on, walking away from the situation, and nothing has bothered her. She has it all in hand. Because the transformation will have happened. See? Soaring, completely soaring, bringing yourself out of the situation and completely into a more exhilarating, peaceful, I know it's a bit of a dichotomy, but this release that you're going to be having will feel both peaceful and exhilarating because you're no longer tethered by it. It is something that you're meant to do, that you're destined to do. This will completely allow you to turn the wheel in your favor. Because the potential is within you. See, she didn't call them or drag them to where they were. No. She is peacefully and contented in her circle, and they come to her. Like here, the helpers came to him. Why? Because the focus was on something else. Not on the negative, not on the emotions necessarily, but instead it is in the work. Instead is on the path that you're going to and what it is that you are wanting to create for yourself. Sometimes this need to stop and turn around gives you that mental break that you need. And when you look around you, you all of a sudden realize, hey, I had the resources all along, but I was so tunnel focused on the situation or these emotions that I could see nothing else. It's like I had blinders on. But these blinders are going to be removed by doing the work. With the Six of Swords and the Hierophant, it is definitely a work that is spiritual as well as it is mental. It is that shamanic journey that I've been talking about that is going to allow for this movement away from the triggers and the deep emotional scars that you have been carrying around with you that have had you tethered and bringing you back and dragging you back to this event that's dead and buried and gone and long time released. Taking the time to maybe do it ritualistically might help you sort of anchor and cement this in your mind, body, and soul, a sort of marker where you literally begin that journey. In the modern world, we don't have these rites of passages or rituals as much anymore. And so sometimes we feel a little tossed around by the wind sometimes, not necessarily being able to anchor and demarcate certain things in our lives. But if you use ritual in this case, not only are you putting the marker point saying from here on out, this is what I'm doing, this is how it's going to be, this is how I am going to build my future because this is what I want and I am protected at all times. So I no longer have to worry about these situations that used to drag me down into the quagmire because they no longer have hold on me. I am able to move away from the situation and cross that bridge to a much better place. So using the energy of this week, using the energy of the solstice, is that demarcation point that will help you through this journey in which you are going to be completely transforming yourself and releasing yourself from emotions that kept bringing you back to this time. It created a split within you, a split where you no longer had confidence in your the way you make choices. You weren't as sure-footed coming into different types of situations in your life. So there is always that sense of, well, if I make the wrong decision, it's going to bring me to the worst possible case scenario. And focusing on that would probably have brought on emotions that are so deep and hard to deal with because it all stems from fear of repeating the same mistakes. But this is something that has to be healed. Yes, honor it. We have to honor it. We have to reconcile ourselves with the fact that this did happen. It did make us feel this way, but it no longer has to have that hold on us. We're capable of merging those two halves of ourselves and ourselves with deity, with spirit, in order to bring these horses back into alignment and make them go in the same direction instead of splitting you in two all the time. No more indecision. You will walk in strength, in purpose. You're going to be stronger for it. You're going to be more sure of yourself. There will no longer be any doubt. So use the energies of the solstice in order to help you through this journey, because it will be worth it. It will be worth it. Doesn't mean that it won't involve work, but the work will become easier to do and easier to handle. Muscle memory is a great thing, and so is the muscle memory of the brain, the muscle memory of the heart and the soul. It's a work that it will be remembered at the cellular level and the spiritual level, allowing you to continue forward out of this situation that had held you hostage for a long while. It's time to move away from this energy and move into this energy. Move into this energy. Very good. Now let's see parting messages from Spirit. See what else they might have to say. Any last bit of advice for you for this week? Beautiful. Okay, we have Hidden Gem with Pearl. Let's see, can you see it a little better maybe? There's a lot of reflection there, maybe. Okay, gods and spirits, what more do they need to know? Romance, sweetness with flowers. What else do they need to know right now, gods and spirits? What last parting words of advice do you have for the collective right now? Okay, we have horse. And I think one last one. Incidentally, horse is freedom and action. How very appropriate. And we got Wisdom Keeper, Whale. At the bottom of the deck, we have Nourishment and Transformation with Scarab. All right. So healing and transformation is definitely the order of the day here for this week. Now, this Hidden Gem with Pearl reminds me very much of that Phoenix Rising energy. See what I mean? There is that soaring sort of energy. So a part of yourself is going to be rising to the surface. It is, with this healing, not only are you liberating a part of yourself, you are bringing together two elements of yourself back together that had been split and should not have been split. This sometimes happens with situations that are very intense, that are rather hard and painful to get through, but this healing will definitely embrace you and bring you out whole. This healing that is about to occur will be definitely a transformation that will sort of revive your spirit. With flowers, there is this essence also of sort of rising from the darkness and the deep, because that's what seeds do. But it's also about being gentle with yourself, a reminder to have grace with yourself, because a lot of this stuff is happening subconsciously. It's not something that you're necessarily conscious of or only partially conscious of. It is something that has had to be dealt with. So definitely being gentle and sweet with yourself through this healing process will be good. Buying yourself flowers, using flowers. There's a, I don't know why, but there's a sense of ritual with it that I'm getting in terms of energy. When you bring flowers to someone, it is a ritual. It also is a marker in time. That is a statement of one's feelings and purpose when bringing flowers. Whether it's as a thank you for letting me visit, get well, I love you for Mother's Day, for your significant other. It is usually a statement, and it is a demarcation of a purpose, and is a ritual that we engage socially all the time in. Bringing someone flowers, so buying yourself flowers, or cutting some flowers from your garden, and bringing them into the home, either using them to bring you happiness and soothe emotions while you're going through this healing, or even use them in your ritual bath. If you so choose, these will help in the healing process. It will definitely bring this essence, this feminine essence of Mother Earth, and incorporate it into your healing journey. With horse, this healing journey will definitely, is not only an action that you're taking, but it's an action that will be freeing you, untethering you from triggers that would bring emotional instability, or just soreness of emotional wounds that you sustained in the past. It will definitely untether you and free you from it, and you will be much wiser for it. You will be able to understand what they are, where they come from, and how to deal with them, so they no longer will have any hold or sway on you. You will know at all times how to deal with it, to the point where it will no longer bother you as they come up, because they always do. But you don't have to be a slave to your reactions and responses to these situations, because once you've done the healing work, they will no longer bring any reactions to you. You'll just shrug it off and go on with your journey, because these are no longer going to be part of your journey. This is part of your past, and you will benefit greatly from going through it, honoring it, releasing it, transmuting it, so that you can come out on the other side much better, much wiser for it, and ready to create what it is that you want. And this no longer has a purpose in your future, in your life. So that's all I've got for you this week, guys. This for the weekly reading at any rate. There's going to be more material coming up soon. I have several videos already pre-recorded. They will be coming out slowly throughout the week. Also, I'm going to be trying to get my act together so that I can do something for the solstice for you guys. Maybe something kind of fun. I'm not sure yet. So I hope this resonated with you guys. I hope you resonated with me. If you haven't done so already, please consider supporting this channel by clicking the subscribe and the bell for notifications. Leave a thumbs up and a little comment down below. All of these great things will help my channel so that more people can see it and join our beautiful community, so that we can keep supporting each other through this sometimes roller coaster of a spiritual journey. And so I hope that this has been of help. And I hope that you have a wonderful week, that you have a wonderful time outside. I hope it is as nice over there as it is here. So many blessings to you. Love and light, and blessed be.